I used to go down to my grandmother's house. She always had a magnifying glass sitting by the newspaper, reading the newspaper. And I could never figure out why she did that. But the older I get, the more I recognize why she did that. The magnifying device. What a marvelous invention. Mary's song that we hear her say in the gospel today functions in a very similar way. It illumines and it makes possible for us to discern what was there all the time, but difficult to see without help. Mary's song talks about a new order of things that God is creating around us, where the hungry are filled, where the rich who have and have been filled up on what doesn't satisfy are empty, so that they can have their real hungers met with the eyes of faith and hopeful ears. She believes that somehow heaven, the reality of heaven and God's life, and this earth are on a convergence course, coming together. And she asks us today in the gospel to discern the future that God has planned for all of us. What a wonderful future God has planned for all of us. But we need to believe. We need to trust. We need to see. We need to see the lowly being lifted up, the proud being scattered, promises being fulfilled, and Jesus present with us. God has saved. The name of Jesus means God has saved. Do we believe that? Do we look like a saved people? Do we look like that when we're in church? Do we look like that when we're in the store? Do we look like that when we're driving down the street? Do we look like that at work? Do we look like that with our family? We listen to the Magnificat of Mary. It literally magnifies. And for Mary, the Lord is magnified. It's magnified, the Lord is magnified in her life by praise. Mary is magnified by her love of God. The power and grace of God actively at work in the world is magnified through her by her very life. We are magnified. The tiny shoots of salvation, our children, are sprouting around us, are magnified. And we see within them the very life of God. The signs of the great reversal are magnified. For God will change things and make them all right and bring a wholeness and a peace and a justice and love. We will be blessed if we can see as Mary saw, if we can see the possibilities of transformation that are there in our world, an often unjust and a loveless one. We will be blessed if we can move like Mary from seeing into doing, and we make haste, and we get up and we do what we need to do. Then the one really in charge of all of our lives, of everything, will be magnified. And the one that's magnified, we call holy. We call God. God bless you.